we have a guest today. Dr. Susan Heitler is a PhD.
Yes.
And you're kind of an expert on couples?
That's my specialty.
Your specialty is what? Marriage counseling or just
Well,
counseling?
it's conflict resolution in general. So it could be with groups, could be with a board of directors. It could be conflict within yourself if part of you wants to spend and part of you wants to save. Because often we have those inner conflicts. My favorite arena, though, is with couples.
Okay, so why do couples fight? Did I hit it on the head? Is it money? Is it a belief, economic belief, or other things? We can talk about it whatever you want.
Well, I would say skills.
Skills?
Marriage is a very high-skilled activity.
Skilled in what way?
Well, for instance, if you were going to go out and drive a car, but you don't know how to use the brakes, you sometimes go flying really fast, and you don't know the rules of the road, you're going to get into a crash. Similarly, people get married without realizing there's a whole skill set. How you talk over issues in a quiet, mutually respectful way to come out with plans of action that you both feel good about. If you don't have that skill set for shared problem solving, then wherever there are differences, whether it's over who does the dishes or whether to save or spend, wherever there are differences, you'll have stress.
Okay, so where do we get this skill set? Where do we learn how to interact? I mean, do we do that at home?
Well, it's a great question, and I think you touched on it earlier. Initially, we learned skills from the family we grew up in.
Yeah.
The difficulty,
that's not always good.
You got it. So if your parents had good skills for talking quietly and cooperatively and coming out with good decisions, then odds are you've learned that skill set by the time you get to marriage. That's a very small percentage of people. The good news is there's books, there's courses, there's therapy, there's marriage education, there's lots of ways people can learn this.
Isn't dating kind of practice?
Absolutely. I like that metaphor. It's practice in becoming a couple before you actually make the choice to become a permanent couple that's going to need to go through life together.
But here's the problem. If you date, and I notice this a lot with dating with kids today, and I noticed with me. If I had a woman who liked me and we were young and I was overbearing, she wouldn't tell me, so I wouldn't know. And if a woman is overbearing and a guy takes it, she doesn't know. So without couples being honest with each other, if you know, kids have a tendency to group up together and kind of take it. If they like someone a lot, they take a certain amount of abuse, don't you think? And I don't know how they can learn without feedback.
Well, absolutely, feedback's important. If you take the case of a woman who was just yes.
Yeah, and then you get to think you're all right.
Right. So being able to give feedback is one of those skills. And be able to stand up and put on the table what you would like is one of those skills in a way that's not bullying or elbowing, it's collaborative.
Why don't they teach that in school?
Wouldn't
that be a good thing to teach?
Absolutely.
Like, here's what happens. This shouldn't happen. This shouldn't happen. And here's what you should do. There are no courses, really, premarital courses, are there?
When one of my sons graduated college, he gave a copy of my book, The Power of Two, which is the skill set that people need for cooperation. He gave out something like 20 books as graduation presents to his friends because he said, look, we've had courses in Chinese history and Mongolian culture, but we've never learned how to be a couple, the skills for partnership.
All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to give some information on how people get in touch with you. Is goodtherapy.com your website?
No, therapyhelp.com.
Okay, therapyhelp.com.
There is a website, goodtherapy.org, and I'm listed on there.
Okay.
And I'm one of their experts, so I write about these issues for them. But Therapy Help is my website, and Power of Two. Power of Two
is
and
we
where
have that
they
written
can,
there.
Excellent. That's
for games.
Yes, there are free games up on that website.
PO2, Power of Two, PO2.com.
PO number 2.
Right, for games. Or goodtherapy.com is where you're listed in the other therapists.
It should be therapyhelp.com because good therapy.
Down at the bottom, there's therapy help.
Goodtherapy.org.
Okay, that's fine.
Also, it's a wonderful website with lots of good information.
Now, what I want to mention is you mentioned you have a book.
Yes.
What's it called?
The Power of Two.
Is that available almost anywhere?
Absolutely.
Okay.
On the website, on Amazon, bookstores, whatever.
The Power of Two. Now, if you'd like to speak to Dr. Heitler or you'd like to give your own comments on this, give us a call at 303-MARTINO. That's 627-8466.